back again. Same shirt, same day. Going crazy sauce. Crazy style. We just out here. We being present today. That's what we're doing. So I want to talk about, I guess, my journey with semen retention. For anyone that's wanting to partake in it, you can call it the NoFap community, the PMO community, the semen retention motivation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. Boils down to energy. It's all about energy. And you receive your energy to you, usually in the form of multiple different vices. And that's the way that, energy flows into us. We get thoughts, we partake in these actions. It dissipates the energy. So my mindset for the last 3 years in my approach to semen retention has not been to necessarily avoid love in my life. It's just to actually expand and explore new avenues in which I can receive this love into my life without this hyperfixation that I once had, because I gave way too much of my energy to sex. It had way too much importance and therefore control over me in my day-to-day life. Once upon a time, I wasn't able to actually have conversations very well with women because I would immediately start undressing them with my eyes and with my thoughts. And it would exude into my aura, which is that energy field that emits outside of you. You aren't necessarily aware of this with your 5 senses, but other people can pick up on it. And I'm sure, now that I'm mentioning it, you are raising your awareness to this. You're going to start to notice how certain people just kind of have a lower energy to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just now you're going to be able to perceive it and see that, hey, you know what? That person kind of comes off as being low energy. I wonder what they're thinking about. Could they possibly be over-sexualizing things in their mind? Are they worried about finances? Are they worried about the future? Are they anxious about disease and illness? Are they thinking about wars? Like all these low vibration thoughts. And so the practice of semen retention, in one hand, looks like, oh, I just want to retain my seed because I'm going to get some magical fucking powers out of it, which I guess you kind of do. But that's not really why it's important to me. For me, it's just being able to retain all of that excess energy that comes into me, so then I can utilize it consciously to create from. And I would be willing to actually go out into the world with all this excess energy and, start up new conversations with people. Embrace new opportunities. Try new things, because otherwise, if I were to just sit in my room all day and not do anything with all that excess sexual energy, I would go fucking crazy, bro. You would go insane, because it's something that you're so used to dissipating, whether it's masturbation or just, for the ladies out there, just putting in mad work on your bean. Just attacking it until that shit is refried. You know what I'm talking about? Just pulverizing it. And the more energy you give into your lustuous thoughts, the more you're eventually going to have to sink into it. It's the same as every other addiction. It feels great in the short term, but over time, you're going to find yourself 50 pages deep on the hub, looking at that corn, because the same thing that might have gotten you some type of sexual validation or enjoyment before, now it just isn't enough. You need more of an experience. You need more of a sensation. So all this really is, for me, drawing back the energy to myself so I can create with that energy, and I can expand myself and self-realize who I am. Who am I, detached from the attachments of the world and of society. Society wants you to be over-sexualized because society wants you to dissipate your energy. So now that you have started this journey, it comes to the conversation of, when does the journey end? When do you stop retaining your seed? When do you finally start having sex again? I had that question in a recent video. And so I'm going to talk about that. Because in the 3 years that I have retained the seed, that does not mean that I have not had conversations with women. In fact, I've had way more. Way more. And I've gone out on dates. More dates. And I've actually spent time and invited women over into my home and spent the night with them, chatting it up, having dinner with them, painting with them, listening to music, dancing, having a good fucking time. And instead of my mind immediately going to the place of, oh, well, I wonder if she's going to drop them jimmies for me. I wonder if I'm going to, get the tip wet. I'm trying to clap. Aren't you guys trying to clap? Instead of immediately going to those thoughts, the detachment as a result of semen retention allowed me to figure out more easily and being able to perceive what energy alignment the other party had. So I know my own alignment. I know sort of in the track of where my life has been going in my own journey, what I want out of life. I understand that I want a family. I understand that I want to have those children. I want to be happily married. I want to create content online. I want to be an author, and these are all things that I'm actively working towards. I also enjoy physical fitness. I love hiking. I love swimming. I love the sauna, the hot tub, getting massages, all of these other aspects of life. And as well to like sort of the intellectual endeavors that we go through, because these are different for everybody. For me, I love reading books, consuming knowledge, integrating the knowledge, and being able to share it so I can help people. That's just in alignment with who I am as a person. So now when I'm on these dates with women, instead of just undressing them and thinking about, what's the best way to get them into bed, it's more so I'm shit testing them instead of them shit testing me. Where it's, hey, I don't care if you're going to play the little game where it's, oh, you got to take me out on X amount of dates to earn the opportunity to hit. Instead, I just straight up tell them, I'm like, I'm not sleeping with you. That's not what I'm here for. I want to get to know you. And I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to figure out what you're about. I want to know about your dreams. I want to know about your hopes. I want to know what you focus on, what you set your intentions for, where your life is headed in your mind, as well as through your actions. Talk about morality. Talk about psychology. Talk about philosophy. Talk about history. Talk about their viewpoints on different important topics that now I have given more thought to, because that energy that I saved myself from partaking in semen retention, now I'm applying it to self-realization and I'm transmuting it. I'll just do a quick refresher of what transmutation is. So, energetically speaking, right? And by the way, this is a one-on-one conversation. It doesn't matter if other people retain. It doesn't matter if they're out having sex all the time. What matters is where your life is and where you want your life to go. Everything else is an illusion. It doesn't fucking matter, okay, bro? It's just me and you here. Or lady. It's just us. So when you receive lust, think about thoughts that come into your mind. All thoughts is energy. Everything in this realm of existence is energy. You can either utilize that energy and create from that energy, because it's energy. It's always conserved. It is neither created nor destroyed. So it has to come from somewhere, and it has to go somewhere. So you can dissipate it by making the actions of masturbation or going out on endless Tinder dates. I guess you can call them dates. Realistically, it's just Netflix and chill. Sign up for that Netflix, guys. Get on that Temptation Island life. Love Island. You get about 10 minutes in, it might as well ask you, what are your intentions with this woman? I'm clapping. I'm already clapping. You're not going to hear any sounds from her. She's gurgling. We don't even know where we are. We're on the Love Boat, baby. We might as well be on the island. Right? So you can dissipate your energy that way. or you can choose to create with your energy. That's the entire point. That is the entire idea behind semen retention. Now, I guess I should cover a little bit on some of the positive benefits I've received other than just the retention of energy that I can utilize in different avenues of my life. What I've noticed is a reverse aging process while I've been on it and the longer I've been on it. Now, what I know to be true, I can't prove this with science because science is kind of gay. And they don't like doing studies on stuff like this. But what I see it as is the way that your physical body manifests into the present moment for you to perceive is going to be based off of your energy levels. So if you are consistently at a state of being in which you are lower energy, and this doesn't mean that you're just tired, but your thoughts, your belief system, your intentions, and your actions are around a lower energy. Think about fear, think about anxiety, think about doubt, think about anger, think about lust, think about greed, envy, comparison, pride. All the 7 deadly sins. What is the average energy level that throughout the present day and your present moments you situate yourself at on a consistent basis? That's going to be the energy level that your reality is going to pull from, because the universe presents to you things based off the energy that you give out to it. As above, so below, as within, so without. So the energy that you embody within yourself is going to get pushed out into your aura outside of you, which then communicates with the universe in order to present to you different things for you to perceive. And the things you are going to perceive are going to be based off of what is buried into your subconscious as belief systems. And a belief is formed by attaching a thought to enough emotional energy for a long enough period of time that it becomes a piece of your reality that you must experience. You must experience. So it's paramount for you to take care of your energy. And that's going back to transmutation. I kind of skipped, jumped. I don't fucking know. We teleported over transmutation. Okay, transmutation. You have a lower thought energy. Think a lustrous thought. Goddamn, that girl's got some thick old titties and a big fat ass. And I just want to clap it. I want to make clapping sounds with it. Now, you can take that thought and you can give into it. And this might be in the form of masturbation. That is one thing that you could do with that thought. The other option is to apply conscious thought energy again to that thought to bring it to a higher level. Think of one such as love. Think of one such as abundance. Think of something such as joy. So you have that lower thought come in. You're very attracted to a woman based off her sexual looks. And you are getting this lustrous energy into your body. A higher emotional reaction, well, I shouldn't say reaction, a response, because a response is you take a second, you don't react emotionally immediately to the thought. Instead, you apply more energy to it, which is transmutation, to increase its energy level to something that is better. Something that you could bring it from is lust to love. Love, in this case, is you are already attracted to this person. You could give way to having those thoughts, but instead you choose to say, hey, you know what? I am attracted to this woman. Maybe I should go have a conversation with her. Maybe I should take this energy that is within me, and instead of dissipating it via all this excess sexual thoughts that aren't going to go anywhere, masturbation, which isn't going to go anywhere, it's just going to dissipate the energy, I'm going to use it, I'm going to utilize it to go out of my way to go talk to her. I'm going to spark up a conversation. And then within the conversation, because you started it out of a state of love, because you want to get to know somebody, you want to experience their soul and their journey and bring them into your journey and share the two between each other. Now they are going to most likely be acting towards you in the same state. They're going to be asking you questions about your soul, your journey, your interests, your focuses in life. And this is how a proper good relationship should form, is based out of a state of love where it's not just attraction based where you just want to clap their cheeks, but hey, yes, I want to clap their cheeks, but I also want to get to know them. I want to understand the alignment that they have in life, what they're interested in, and I want to see if the alignment they have fits into the alignment I have. And then from there, because our energy is so similar, it actually acts like its own pendulum, in which it gains more energy the more we give into it, because we as two are greater than the one. So in regards to myself personally, and when I want to break this whole trend of celibacy and semen retention, that's going to be when I go on multiple dates. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be multiple dates. It could just be a singular date where the person I'm with, there is not any sexual sort of thoughts in the air. Like, we're not trying to get each other into the sack, but we almost lose time. It's like we just teleport outside of time and space, and we're so invested in the conversation, in the sharing of the pieces of our soul with each other and our desires out of life, and there's so much congruence between the two that it's like the two become one in the moment, in that instance. And that is like the most amazing energy possible. And I want this for everybody on the planet. That's why I'm sharing this story in the first place, because it's kind of weird. It's like, hey man, I'm going to watch a video about a guy that doesn't beat off. Like, why? The question is always, why are you doing that? Because there is a benefit to it, and that benefit is self-mastery to the degree that you no longer are subjugated by the thoughts of lust that come into your mind, but instead you can consciously choose love instead. And you finally start to realize and move your awareness to all these thoughts that are lower energy that enter into your body. You don't have to have a negative emotional reaction to them. You just realize that, hey, it is what it is. These are just thoughts. And these thoughts are energy. And what can I do with that energy? How can that energy be used and utilized in my own life to further my own focus and desires and achieve my outer intentions that I have set with the universe for what my life will become? That's the whole point. It's literally the whole point of the entire journey. And then once you figure out that person that is in alignment with you, go crazy. I mean, I'm talking beat it up crazy style all the time, because you're not going to lose any energy. When you bust nuts out of lust, and I've noticed this from relationships I have had where I have been lusting after the other party, and we probably shouldn't have been together in the first place. You guys know what I'm talking about. You ladies know what I'm talking about. That bad boy where it's like, I am never going to marry this person, but I really like fucking them. You never gain energy from that afterwards. It just feels good in the moment, and then you just get more addicted and addicted to them. And this is how toxic, traumatic relationships form, is because after a while, you just need more and more and more of the sex, but that is the only glue holding the relationship together. So you have the sex, which is great, it's good, but after a while, it stops feeling as good, and the negative aspects get more glaringly obvious the more time you spend around somebody. Until the point where you start just hate fucking the person you're with because you don't want anything to do with them. You just want to get some pipe, or you just want to get some cheeks. All right, that's where we need to shift away from and get it back to love, where it's like, yes, we have amazing love together. The chemistry is there. The compatibility is there. But afterwards, I actually want to stick around. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to pick your brain. I'm having sex with you, not just physically, but intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. All aspects are covered. All bases are covered. It's like a fucking grand slam relationship. And you've seen it before. You've seen those relationships where you just perceive it as being perfect. And it's because the two people are just so similar, not in just the way that they look. Usually it's rarely just in the way they look, but their actual viewpoints and their focus in life and where they want to go. And when you share that vision, you share that dream with somebody else, it makes the journey that much more enjoyable. So that's why I believe semen retention is so powerful. It is so beneficial. Everyone should have a season where they should just like turn off the tap to their sexuality for a bit. Not meaning that, you know, you don't go on dates. It doesn't mean that you don't talk to the opposite sex, but that the focal point shouldn't be to have sex. It should be to have an experience that is expansive to the soul, to your mind, and to your emotional state of well-being. One in which you expand and you grow as a person instead of always going back to the old habits that we have formed in a over-sexualized society of lust, where we kind of throw a lot of the important things for the long run under the rug just because the cheeks are good. Okay? This detaches your mind from sex such that you can figure out who you are. All right. Love you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.